Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Sorry for the scenery. Today I'm at the park because I took my nieces and nephews here. They're running around over there doing their own thing, and I kept seeing some comments, okay, the same kind of comment, the same kind of Snapchats, because if you don't know, I do leave my social media in the description box just in case you guys have any questions. The quickest way to contact me though is through my YouTube comments, so I would suggest that if you have any questions or want to tell me anything, that you do comment on my video. But I always leave my social media open to you guys just in case, but I do delete it sometimes, so that's why I say that my comments is the quickest way. Now I try to answer everyone's questions and comments and stuff under my videos. I take time out of my day and allocate certain hours to just answer everyone. But when I see the same question enough times, I'm like, let me allocate a video, because obviously this is something that I have not addressed. So in today's video, I'm going to be addressing what you should do if you have not heard back from Publix, and especially if you're a minor, what your application should be looking like. There are certain things that should be on your application, especially when you're a minor, and things for you to say when you call in order to ensure you get a job and to ensure your success in the company. A lot of times, the things that maybe an adult can get away with, or that an adult says, is, I wouldn't say better, but it sounds more reliable than a teenager. So a teenager really has to go for it, because if not, you might not get hired. Because obviously as a company, there's other things that they're thinking about. They're like, okay, if I hire a 15-year-old, the chances of them coming in to work every single time I need them isn't going to be 100%. Why? Because teenagers don't, not all teenagers drive, and adults are assumed that most adults do drive. So that's kind of like their concerns. That's the company's concern. Like, oh dang, like if we hire a minor, we don't know if they're going to be reliable. We don't know if they're going to be presentable. We don't know, they're just iffy, right? Because the law says that if you're under 18, you're still, a kid and whatever. Now, you have to prove them wrong so that you can get that job, okay? Because Publix does hire you if you're 14 and up. So I still get this question, even though I have addressed it before. Publix hires you at the age of 14 and up. My specific store that I work at is full of minors, okay? And they have 14-year-olds, because I know sometimes people are like, oh yeah, minors, but like what, like 17, because they're about to be an adult. No, they are 14, working in the company, doing great in the company, baggers, doing their thing, getting their money, and they're getting paid well and doing well. So let's go ahead and just get into it. Before we get started though, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, Publix playlist for minors coming soon. You don't want to miss out, so make sure you stay in tuned, and let's get it. So the first thing I tell everyone is to always apply online. If you go into the store and you're like, hey, I want to get a job here, and you haven't applied online, they're going to refer you to apply, because they need that application in the system before they can even look over your background or your profile or any of that. So first thing is to obviously apply. And once you apply, my second step, always say this, no matter what your age group is to walk in person. Go in person. So many people, or I wouldn't say so many people, but I would say this video honestly derived from my brother, because I guess people were coming to my brother and telling him like, hey, do you know how I can get hired at Publix? I see your sister does the videos. Do you think she can get me hired? Oh, I applied, but I didn't get hired. And my brother was like, but Patty, they're not following the steps you say in your videos. So I'm like, okay, hold on. Let me just do a refresher on what we need to be doing in order to get hired, because if you guys are just doing what you think you should be doing, it's not necessarily correct, okay? If you apply, just because you apply does not mean you're going to get hired. That does not mean, there's thousands of people applying. So why do you think that you're going to be above them? And like in certain case scenarios, you will get hired, you get lucky, whatever, you get the opportunity. But a lot of times you're not going to get hired like this. And I'm assuming if you're watching this video, it's because you haven't gotten hired. So when you apply in the system, I always tell everyone is to go in person to the store. Like, matter of fact, I'm about to put that meme that's like, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me if you haven't gone into person into the store. There's thousands of people, guys, this is like $1 billion company, okay? There's thousands of people who want to work here. The benefits are amazing. Pay is good. Work is not crucial. So, I mean, you guys really have to show interest into wanting it. So if you haven't gone in person, after you finish watching this video, get ready and go, okay? If you want to know what to wear to go, I did a video on that. If you want to know what to say when you go, I did a video on that. I am here to help you guys and prepare you guys in order for you guys to get hired in this company or in any company, because these are tips that can honestly work in multiple places. But I need you guys to also do your part. And I actually made a video where I was helping this one person one-on-one, okay, allocating my time to really helping this person get hired. And he actually got hired, but they told him to call the next day. He called a week and a half later. They said no. So if I'm telling you guys to go in person, you guys don't go in person. Don't be like, oh, I don't get a job. I haven't gotten hired. Oh my God, these tips aren't right. My tip to you is to go in person. You haven't done that. So that's my first tip. Now, once you go in person, it doesn't necessarily ensure that you're going to get hired. Absolutely not. But it is one step closer. Hi. It is one step closer. Now, once you go in person, I would just say to stay persistent. Keep on top of your things. Like if you genuinely really want this job, just because you go in one time doesn't mean they're going to hire you right there and then. You might have to go a second and third time and keep pushing. And I know it might come off as annoying, but I mean, that's what they're there for. They're there to hire employees. These managers get paid to do their job. You can't be caring for what people are going to think about you. You're trying to get a job. Like, how do you think that people expect you to react? You have to keep pushing. You have to keep going in. You have to keep talking to managers, and you got to call as well. I would say to go in, and if you haven't heard from them in a few days, call. If you haven't heard from them in a few days, go in again and do kind of like that so you mix it up. It's not just you going in. So go in, wait a few days, call, wait a few days, go in. Now, the purpose of this video is also because summertime is about to end. Therefore, they are hiring right now. And I know this because one of my friends or one of the people I was trying to help get a job, you know, like help them because they were like messaging me on social media like, hey, I'm doing your tips and this and that. And I always answer and consider you guys all my friends and family. So I was trying to help this one person, and he was telling me that when he called, that's what they told him, that they are looking at applications, that they are reviewing things. So they are hiring right now. Like, they're looking through people's applications right now. So right now is the time to be persistent and on top of your game. Yeah, I am.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Scarlett. Hi.
All right.
I lost a tooth, and now it's growing.
Yeah.
And now I'm cool. I don't know why. I just said that.
Now, in regards to the actual application, if you guys are doing the bare minimum, just, you know, where it says name, you're just putting your name. They say, oh, any experience? You put no because you're a minor. You've never worked in a legit company. And they say to, you know, if you know anyone or whatever, and you are just doing the bare minimum, like you're not even trying on this application, that's going to show. That is definitely going to show. And when you call to check the status of your application, which is what I recommend you to do when you finish filling it out, they're just going to see that you did the bare minimum. Your application, or you in general, have to sell yourself. And so many people tell me, they're like, oh, well, I don't want to sink to that level. I'm the prize, not them, and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, you don't have to tolerate disrespect, but you just sit here and act like, you think you're going to get the job? There's people who are selling themselves who are going to get the job. Selling yourself does not mean kissing you know what. You're not like, yeah, whatever you want. Yeah. You're not doing that. You are selling yourself as in like, yes, I have sales experience. Yes, I am a minor, but I have reliable transportation. Yes, like you're just being persistent. That does not mean you're kissing someone's butt. Okay, so I think people have like the wrong misconception of what things are. And I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm really sweating. Like, oh my God, it's hot. So therefore, on your application, if you've ever sold candy in the middle of the street, if you've ever tried to run a business, a lash business, I did Trisha's Treats back in high school where I would sell brownies and stuff. Any type of experience you have, a daycare, dealing with kids, babysitting, whatever, a basketball coach, whatever it is, you need to put that. Because you know what, in your head, you're like, does that even count for like a legit experience? Does that even count for a legit job? Maybe not. Maybe selling candy in the middle of the street is not a legit job. But to the managers, it's going to come off as you're a hustler. You're finding ways to get a bag because they know that most companies don't hire teenagers until maybe like 16. Companies usually start you off at 16. Publix starts you off at 14. So they know you haven't worked in big companies. They just see your age and they already have like this stereotype for you. So if you've done anything to make money, like legally and faithfully and in the right hopes of, you know, making money, you need to put that down. Because when you put that down to the managers, what it looks like is like, dang, this kid was out here trying to get it. He was really trying to get a bag. He was hustling. He really wants to work. No one's giving him the opportunity. Man, I can tell he wants it. Let me give it to him. So write down whatever it is you need to write down. I'm not telling you to lie. I'm not telling you to lie. But if you've sold something, you have sales experience. It might not be in a legit company, but you have sales experience. They know you didn't work in a legit company. So those are things you need to think of. Y'all need to start doing the bare minimum on these applications and think you're going to get hired. You need to sell yourself. Think of stuff. Think through these questions carefully. First impressions do matter. So when you go in to check the status of your application, go presentable. Make sure you let a manager know when you speak to a manager, okay? If you guys want to see a separate video on this or like on the actual steps you need to take, I can allocate another one for minors, but I did do one which is standard, and it still remains standard for minors. When you walk into the Publix store, you go to the customer service counter. In the customer service counter, there's customer service associates, and you're going to ask one of those associates to speak to the customer service manager. And the reason I keep saying customer service is because this is the only department you can work at as a minor. So there's no point in me telling you to go ask for the meat manager, because you can't work in the meat department because you're under 18 and you have to be 18. So when you go to the customer service associates, you're going to ask to speak to the customer service manager, because that is the hiring manager. If they say, oh, so-and-so is not here, can I speak to the store manager? If they say so-and-so is not here, you say, can I speak to the assistant store manager? If they say so-and-so is not here, then you ask to speak to the customer assistant manager, okay? In that order, okay? So I'll repeat it again. Customer service manager, because the manager of the department is always the hiring manager. If that person's not there, store manager is not there, assistant store manager. If that person's not there, then the customer service assistant manager. Speak to somebody, okay? Don't leave without speaking to anyone. Speak to somebody. Then when the manager comes out, you're going to say, hi, my name is Isabella Rodriguez, and I am here today to check the status of my application because I applied a few weeks ago or a few days ago, whatever it is that you want to say. So the key factor there is to present your whole name. My name is so-and-so. If you don't present your whole name or just give your first name, if they do genuinely look you up, they're not going to know who you are. There's a million Johns, a million Sams, a million Carloses. You need to differentiate yourself. Number one. Number two, I hope at this point you've dressed professionally and everything, which I've made videos about, because first impressions do matter. So when you get in there and you tell them my name is Isabelle Rodriguez, and you can go ahead and let them know your age. You can say, hi, my name is so-and-so, and I am 15 years old. I applied a few weeks ago, and I want to check the status of my application. I'm going to repeat it one more time, guys. Hi, my name is Isabella Rodriguez. I'm 15 years old, and I applied a few weeks ago, and I wanted to check the status of my application. He's gonna or she's gonna ask you for your name, because they always tell their associates, we're gonna write down your name, okay? And this is a big one, because me being there and loving you guys and trying to help you guys, just because they write down your name doesn't really mean stuff. I've seen managers write down people's name and then I don't know where that little paper goes. You know, I'm not gonna snitch, but just because they write down your name doesn't mean, oh my God. That's why I'm telling you guys to stay persistent. Keep persistent on that application, because sometimes they lose your little paper, okay? So try to make an impact on these managers so that they can remember you. After they write down your name or whatever, you want to let them know, I have so-and-so availability. They might say, all right, we'll call you. Keep talking. Don't let them dismiss you. None of that. I know these managers are busy, but you are asking for 2 minutes of their time. So please try to make the best of these 2 minutes. When they say, all right, we'll call you, I just wrote down your name, you say, okay, and I just really wanted to let you know that I'm really interested in working in the company. I know I can only work customer service department, because, you know, if you're a minor, it's true, you can only work that department. But be like, I have open availability every single day. Or if you're in school, be like, I have open availability after 3 because I'm in school until 2:30. Like, show them that you're interested. If you're in school until 2, let them know that you are genuinely interested. And you can tell how someone's interested not just by what they say. Because if school ends at 2 p.m. and you're like, yeah, I can work at 6 because I have school until 2. He's going to be like, if you really wanted the job, you would say that you can work at 3. Because what are you doing for 4 hours, you know? So I know you have to eat and change and stuff like that. So maybe like 3:30. I don't know what works best for you guys. But if you guys are putting like limited hours or too late on in the day, they're not going to hire you. They need people with open and flexible availability. So the number one thing, especially right now since it's still summer, is to say, I have open availability right now, because that's what they want to hear. And then once you're in the company, if you need to lower your availability, you can do that. And I did a video addressing that, because I know people's hours always change. Now, if it is school time, by the time you're applying, you say, I have open availability. Oh my God, I feel like I'm sweating up a storm. You can say, I have open availability after 3 p.m., which is when your school ends or whatever. After that, they're probably gonna say, okay, no problem, whatever, and be like, please let me know, I'm really interested and I would love to work with you guys, but thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your time, okay? Thank you so much for your time. Again, my name is Isabella Rodriguez or Patricia Isabelle or whatever, and it was a pleasure, and you walk away. That is going to be super shocking to these managers. That is going to be super shocking to these managers who don't expect you to be that mature at such a young age, to be so appreciative and wanting to work in a company at such a young age. So you are going to make that impact like, whoa, who was that? And they're going to look at that little paper again when you leave. And they're going to sit in their office and pull up that application. And if they don't, it's okay because you're calling 3 days later. So I hope that this video helps you guys out in the sense of like, you need to sell yourself. You need to be mature about stuff. You need to change the stereotype that these managers have as soon as they see an application say that the person is 15 years old. Okay? Transportation, another big one. In those 2 minutes, if you want to say, and I do have reliable transportation, that is a big key factor. For you to say I have open availability and reliable transportation, that is a huge key factor. I know I'm like pointing with this thing, but that is a huge key factor. This is Scarlett's little toy. That's a huge key factor to say that you have reliable transportation. They might not ask you right then and there what it is. They might ask you in the interview, but it's something I suggest you say if you feel like you do. You might not necessarily drive, but you might have a neighbor who can take you to work. You might Uber to work, whatever it is that you got going on. But that is a big tip to let the managers know, oh, I have reliable transportation and open availability. Thank you so much for your time, sir. It was a pleasure. I feel like you're hired at that point, but that's just me. So with that being said, I'm going to conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and comment down below. And I'll see you guys soon. Don't forget to start watching that playlist, okay? Because you're going to get hired. You're going to be successful, whether it's this company, any company, because I'm going to manifest it for you, okay, guys? I'll see y'all soon. Bye.